What if your ordinary life was flipped upside down in a single moment, when an alien artifact fused with your body, forcing you to become the ultimate weapon? Would you embrace that power or run from it? Jaime Reyes had just returned home after years of studying abroad. Filled with big dreams and ambitions, he expected to come back to celebration and opportunity. His family welcomed him warmly. For Jaime, it felt like life was about to begin in the best way. But the truth waiting for him at home was darker than he ever imagined. His family wasn't thriving. They were on the edge of collapse. Their small business had already shut down. Bills towered over them like an unending storm. And his father's recent near-fatal heart attack had left them buried in debt. They were losing their home piece by piece, selling off belongings just to survive. Jaime could hardly process it. He knew he had to help. Day after day, Jaime searched for work. But the city was merciless. No one was hiring, and even with a college degree, he found himself shut out. It was his sister Milagro who tried to give him a chance. Pulling some strings, she found him work at her job. Not glamorous, but at least something. That's how he found himself cleaning floors in the grand mansion of Victoria Cord, the powerful CEO of Cord Industries. One afternoon, while Jaime and Milagro worked, Victoria returned home. But she wasn't alone. With her came her niece, Jenny Cord. That same day, the company was preparing for a monumental announcement, the unveiling of a project called OMAC, a militarized exosuit with devastating power. Victoria's plan was clear: sell this weapon to governments and armies around the world. Jenny, however, was horrified. She knew the truth of the project. It was a dangerous resurrection of something her father, Ted Cord, had buried long ago. Jenny stood up to her aunt, demanding she end the project. Victoria, cold and ruthless, dismissed her. She threatened her, reminding Jenny that the only reason she had any role in the company was because of her late father. When Victoria's enforcer, Carapax, prepared to intimidate Jenny further, Jaime couldn't stand by. Though it wasn't his fight, he stepped forward, defending her with fearless conviction. But Victoria fired him and Milagro instantly. As he left the mansion, Jenny caught up with him. Apologetic, she offered comfort and slipped Jaime her phone number. She promised she'd help him find another opportunity, something better. That spark grew brighter the next night when Jenny secretly infiltrated Cord Industries. She retrieved something hidden away, an ancient artifact known as the Scarab. Knowing the danger it posed, she stuffed it into a fast food box and fled. Just as alarms blared, she stumbled upon Jaime and, in desperation, shoved the box into his hands. "Don't open it," she warned. "Whatever you do, don't open it." But at home, curiosity got the better of his family. They teased and pressured him. Milagro even tore it open herself. Inside lay the glowing Scarab, pulsating with strange energy. If you were in Jaime's place and the Scarab suddenly fused with you, what would you do? Would you accept the responsibility or try to rip it away? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious. Anyway, with Ted Cord's voice revealing he's still alive. Hints that this story is only the beginning. At its heart, Blue Beetle isn't just about alien technology or epic battles. It's about family. Jaime's true power wasn't the Scarab. It was the strength of his family, standing together through loss and chaos. It's also about choice. Jaime could have killed Carapax in anger, but he chose empathy, and that changed everything. The film reminds us that mercy can be stronger than vengeance, and that real heroes aren't defined by their weapons, but by their humanity. So what do you think of Jaime Reyes' journey? Did Blue Beetle prove himself as one of DC's most underrated heroes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this recap, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story. Until then, stay curious, stay legendary.